Hello, this is Mr. Woodruff, and I am here today to show you how to make a side frame to match to the mousetrap car base that we previously made. So let's do a new sketch, new part, excuse me. Let's do a new part. And let's go to the sketch tab and let's select the center rectangle tool. So click on the little arrow next to the rectangle tool and select center rectangle. We're going to go to the front plane and we're going to start at the origin and make a long, skinny rectangle. I'm going to go to Smart Dimensions. I'm going to click S on my keyboard and go to Smart Dimensions. And I'm going to make this length 14 inches. This doesn't work for you. Change it to whatever size you want to make it. I'm going to click on the height and I'm going to make this about I'm going to make it 1.5 inches tall. Okay, and there's my base for my side frame. So I'm going to hit Escape. And now let's extrude this. So I'm going to go to Features, Extruded Boss Base. And we've been extruding all of the cardboard or all of these pieces to match cardboard at about 0.2 of an inch. So I'm going to go to 0.2 on that extrusion. Okay, and I'm going to hit Escape, and there is the base for my side frame. Now let's put holes and slots in there for our tabs. So I'm going to go to Sketch. I'm going to use a center line tool. So go to the arrow next to the line tool and select center line. It's going to ask you what face or plane do you want to draw on. Just click on the front of your part here, and we're going to go from midpoint to midpoint through the origin, like that. Okay, now I've got a center line I can draw on. I'm going to hit Escape, and there's my center line. Let's start with the slot. So I'm going to go to Sketch, Center Rectangle tool. I'm going to start that rectangle. Oh, it didn't select the rectangle tool. And I'm going to start my rectangle right on that center line, and I'm just going to make a rectangle. Now, if you don't remember, if we go back to our mousetrap car base here and we look at the dimensions, this tab on your mousetrap car base is 3 inches long and it's an inch from the origin. So we want to match that on our side frame. So I'm going to come back to my side frame. I'm going to go back to Smart Dimensions, and I'm going to make the length of this slot 3 inches, and I'm going to make the height 0.2 of an inch. The reason I'm making the height 0.2 of an inch is because we made our mousetrap car base thickness at 0.2 of an inch, and the mousetrap car base has to slide into this slot. Okay, the last thing I need to do is I'm going to zoom in here so we can all see this. I'm going to go from the midpoint on this vertical line on the rectangle. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click on my origin, and this distance should be 1 inch. All right, now we're ready to cut. I'm going to hit Escape. I'm going to go up to the Features tab, and I'm going to go to Extruded Cut. I'm going to do a through all cut on the left-hand side here. And then I'm going to hit the green check mark, and bam, there's my first slot. Now we can mirror this slot really easy because we have Cut Extrude number 1 selected over here on the left in the feature tree. I'm going to go to Features, Mirror, and then you can see right here where it says Features to Mirror, Cut Extrude 1 is selected. If by chance nothing is selected on yours, what you can do is just highlight the box Features to Mirror in blue, and then come over here to the feature tree in the drawing window, hit the little down arrow, and then click on Cut Extrude 1, and now we can mirror this part, or this this drawing on our sketch. And so now I'm going to click on the Mirror Face Plane selection box. I'm going to come back over here to this feature tree, and I want to choose the right plane. And you'll notice when I choose the right plane, it gives me a preview of the cut it's going to make. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to hit the green check mark, and bam, there's my slots. So now I can fit in my assembly, I can fit the mousetrap car base into this side frame, or other way around. So next I want to add my holes. And so I'm going to go to the Sketch tab, and I'm going to use the circle tool. Actually, let's make a center line first. So I'm going to go to the center line tool. And again, it's going to ask what face you want to draw on. Just click on this front face. And now I'm going to go from midpoint to midpoint again. So midpoint through the origin to the other midpoint, like that. Okay, so now I can draw on this. And so now I'm going to go back to my sketch tool, circle tool, and I'm going to draw a circle starting on the center line. I want to smart dimension, and I'm going to smart dimension this at 0.5 of an inch. And then the last thing I need to do is probably set it from the center of the circle to this end point, or this midpoint here, Let's make that, let's do 1.25 of an inch. You can always change this later, but I think that'll be pretty good for your mousetrap car. And basically what we're going to need to see is when we put this assembly together, do we need to move this hole? But that looks good for now. And so let's cut that hole. So let's go to Features, Extruded Cut. And let's go do a through all cut, green check mark, and bam, there's one of my holes. And so now let's mirror that hole, same way we did with the slot. Go up to the Features tab, click on Mirror. Make sure that under the Features to Mirror, that we have the Cut Extrude To selected. Again, if you don't have that selected, you can click on this little arrow over here in this feature tree to show this feature tree, and then come down and select Cut Extrude To. And then over here on the left, Mirror Face Plane, we're going to click on this box to highlight it. And then I think we're still going to do the right plane. Yep, there we go. And then green check mark. And cool, we have a side frame. Now, if you want to make your side frame look a little bit cooler and not have these jagged edges, you can use the fillet tool, which is under Features. And I'll click on fillet. And I'm going to, over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to change this from 0.1 to 0.5 of an inch. And then all I'm going to do is kind of zoom in here and click on these little edges and see how it's going to round it off. And it's going to look really nice. Don't have to do this, but I think it looks cool. And I'm just going to select all 4 of those edges. Usually, yeah, you should be able to go through, and even though you can't technically see that corner, you can still select that corner through your part. I'm going to hit the green check mark. And bam, I've got a pretty nice side frame that now you can match with that mousetrap car base. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.